terrified of steps because I can't see without my glasses.
Oh, I know exactly how
And
you
I was
feel.
worried about falling down.
Well, you didn't. Well done. Listen, also, very well done on the way you cope with this news about the fact that you found a lump and had it diagnosed as cancer. You were sort of back at work straight away. Everyone applauded your courage. But what did you actually go through? You were in the shower when you found it.
Yes, certainly wasn't the best day of my life, I can tell you. No, I was just sort of washing myself and suddenly there was this lump up here and I just went completely cold and dashed upstairs to the bedroom and sort of checked in the mirror. Yes, I mean, you just couldn't miss it. It was quite large. So I thought this was on Saturday morning, so dashed round to the pub to meet my girlfriend Carol, you know, and actually when I got there I didn't want to drink or anything. I said, just let's go for a walk, and so I told her what had happened. So then on the Monday I phoned up straight away to book for a mammogram.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get a booking till Wednesday, which was Valentine's Day. Yeah. So that was my Valentine's Day present, actually. But I must say, I was extremely well looked after, and I had a brilliant surgeon, Mr. Gilmore. He was absolutely marvellous.
What did they do? Did they simply do a lumpectomy? They took
yes,
the lump away?
I mean, the scar... They had to take away part of my lymph gland, you know, to check.
In the armpit?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the scar just runs from there round to there, but it is so neat. And I had the operation on the 21st of February, and the scar has practically faded already.
Well, that's great.
Very
I mean,
lucky.
one of the things you wanted to say was that previously you've been a bit frightened of the idea of having a mammogram.
Because... Yeah, because somebody said to me, oh, it's really painful, you know, it's really uncomfortable. Don't believe it. Honestly, ladies, please, you know, if you're of our age group, then you must go. It's not even... I have a very low pain threshold. If I break a fingernail, I need oxygen, I tell you. But just don't be nervous, because it's... I would honestly say it's not even uncomfortable, and for me to say that, you know, it's...
Yeah.
You
so
know,
had you never had one before then?
No, no.
Whereas if you'd had one maybe a year before, they could have caught it
Yeah, but they said
earlier.
well, no, because I'd caught this early anyway, so it wouldn't have been there. But the point is, don't do what I did and just ignore things, you know?
I must say that the therapy, the radiotherapy you had that followed sounds ghastly. You say that it actually turned you a mahogany colour, you know,
well,
across the
yes.
chest.
I mean, whatever area of your body that you have radiotherapy on, it does... It's like a wonderful deep suntan. And the thing is, as I say, again, depending what area of your body you're having it on, you're facially, you don't particularly look unwell.
No, no.
So, and people cannot understand this tiredness that you go through. I mean, I would get home from having my treatment and I'd sit down with a cup of tea, and the next thing I know, it'd be about 8 o'clock, you know, the tea's gone cold and I've missed countdown, you know, just everything is just gone.
But you were working very long hours, weren't you, as well at the same time?
Yes, well, what I had to do was, because I didn't want to get too far behind in the schedule, I would get up about 6 in the morning, go to work, do my morning's work, come home, have a bit of a rest, go to the hospital, have my treatment, come home, have a rest, learn my lines, and then get up the next morning, you know, and just start all over again.
That sounds to me like an almost lethally heavy workload when you've been treated for cancer.
Well, I did my best to keep going, and in the end, my specialist wrote to the executive producer and said, you know, she's got to have a rest, and BBC were very good, and they did give me some time off. But as I say, I did try to keep going, but I just couldn't cope anymore.
And you had this incredibly heavy storyline as well, with
Arthur
dying.
Well, of course, I mean, the storylines are set up months in advance, and of course, none of us knew that this was going to happen. But
you're obviously very dedicated. I mean, to carry on.
Well,
a lot of people would have said, "Write me out for 6 months." You know.
No, well, I'm very proud of EastEnders, and I'm very proud to be in it, and very grateful to be in it. And I just didn't want to disrupt everybody's working schedule any longer.
What about this business all going off at the same time?
I
We read
know.
about this stalker who was after, and this was a serious case. This was a guy with knives, and he'd been writing you very odd letters, who left his home in Whitby, wasn't it? Or...
Yes, I'll tell you what happened. There was a Down Market Sunday tabloid printed a picture of the front of my house, and then felt it necessary also to add that I lived alone. I mean, just how irresponsible can you get? So then this chap had got an address for me from a fan book, but it didn't relate to the area that they said I lived in. So then he decided that he'd like to come and find out where I lived. And so I wrote a polite letter back and sent a signed picture and everything. And then this obviously wasn't enough. And then the letters got a bit more...
I've read them, they're very strange.
Yes, strange. But he also wrote to my local council. I don't know why. I think he wanted me ejected from the area or something. And he wrote to Marks and Spencer's and said I should be barred from all Marks and Spencer shops. Well, if you're like me, you'd starve. I mean, where else do you go to get your food? I mean, you know...
But you got this phone call from the police, didn't you, saying that, his mother had found this shrine in his room?
No, the police came to see me, actually. We've got brilliant police in our area. and they looked after me extremely well.
Saying that he was on his way.
And they came round to see me on a Friday evening. I was indoors, and they said, look, Wendy, you know, I've got some bad news for you. He said, what? He said, he's left home. And I said, oh, dear. You see, because he knows what I look like. At that point, I didn't know what he looked like.
But you left a note saying he was going to come and get you.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Terrific. So how long were you sort of under guard for then?
Well, about, I think it was 4 or 5 days. I can't remember now. It's just something you want to put at the back of your mind. But there's some lads that I know from my local pub. They're absolutely brilliant because they sort of walked me around in twos, you know, or when I had to walk my dog Shirley, or, you know, if you want to go round to the shops or something. Yes, my brilliant
Surprised I didn't know the tabloids.
What?
Surprised I didn't know
Well, it did, because on Sunday mornings I go to play cards with my friend's son Philip. He's the one who wants to sign a picture of you, by the way. And
Just her, not
so
me.
he was... No, he doesn't want him, just
No, I didn't want me.
And he was walking me home. Now, this is what I don't understand. There was 3 freelance photographers outside my house. I mean, how stupid can you get? And I said, but if the guy's about, you're just telegraphing where I live. Anyway, he still took our picture, and it's a picture of Phil and I in one of the daily tabloids, and they described him as a burly minder. Well, of course... Poor lad, when he got to work, I mean, his mates took the mickey out of him for something rotten, you know. I felt so sorry for him.
It ended up OK, because the guy, in fact, turned back. He's gone home. And
he's gone home,
and the police
yes.
no longer believe him to be a danger.
No, I think
funny.
the young man, I think he definitely needs help, and I hope that he does receive it.
Well, listen, we very much wish you all the best. You had another scare with another love, but that was OK. That was a cyst.
Yes.
What a year!
I know,
What a
I know,
year.
I know.
But it's kind of onwards and upwards now. It's,
Oh,
it's
yes,
lovely
I
to see
hope
you.
so. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wendy Richards.
Wendy Richards.